Greetings and welcome to another Warhammer 40,000 Kill Team video. This is a, early video for me, reviewing the new Critical Operations Close Quarters update for the Critical Operations update for Kill Team, which had the new Tac Ops and missions. So I'll be going through all of that. Now, before we get into things, please remember to like and subscribe as well as comment. Let me know what you thought of this new update and what you think of this video as a whole. And remember, I've got a Discord you could check out in the episode description below, as well as a Patreon if you want to give me some more support. But yeah, if you know, this came out literally the Friday, the 16th of December. The reason I don't have a video up when it went up is because I was in Nottingham at Warhammer World. So now I'm back home, I'm recording this. So this will be going over basically the Critical Operations update for Into the Dark and the changes they've done. So I'll do a in-depth review of the maps and stuff. So let's get into it. If you want to find this, remember it's on the download section of the Warhammer Community website, where you can find this thing, the balanced data slate, light rules, intercession squad, and the matched roster. So we'll just open this. So as you can see, this is basically an Into the Dark update for the close quarter, for the Critical Operations pack, all right? You still use the same core 3 missions, so either loot, secure, and capture, but you now have 10 new mission layouts instead of 9. Well, the pack came with 9 for open boards, and for Into the Dark, you've got 10, strangely. They've also changed 2 Tac Ops. So for security, Seize Access Point replaces Seize Ground, and Secure Unexplored Rooms replaces Secure Vantage. So this does supersede the Tac Op changes, so there's no longer banned Tac Ops. There's no longer, if you can't build a legal deck, if you're a Compendium team, you can use multiple, you can use another Tac Op archetype. You can't do that here. And then in addition, for the secure center line Tac Op, where you have to hold the central line, if walls go over the center line, block it, you cannot score it. However, if there's an open door and you are touching an open access point that is over the center line, but you're still wholly within whatever side of territory, you count as scoring for that. And then finally, barricades have actually been changed as well. So they can no longer go anywhere on the board. They can only go within your territory, but they still must be more than white from access points and all other barricades. So just a slight change there. And then we've got a nice key that I'm sure will be very easy to follow for terrain and won't be confusing unless you pre-label everything. And you've got the standard kill zone identifiers there. So for the new Tac Ops, we have Seize Access Point. So this is for security, and you reveal it in the first turning point. Select one access point on the center line or within your opponent's territory. At the end of the battle, if the total APL of friendly operatives within white of it is greater than enemy operatives, you get a victory point. And then if you achieve the first condition, and there are no enemy operatives within white of it, and the total APL is 4 or more, you get another victory point. So it's basically seize ground, but you're just seizing a door. You really like doors, okay? And then you've got Recon with Secure Unexplored Rooms. You can reveal this in any turning point after the first. At the end of any turning point, if the total APL of friendly operatives within an unexplored room is greater than that of enemy operatives, you score a victory point. And then if you achieve this condition in a different unexplored room, i.e. separated by access points at the end of any subsequent turning point, you score a victory point. An unexplored room is an area of the kill zone that friendly operatives must move through an access point to enter. You cannot use unexplored rooms that contain your drop zone or have an access point along the line of your drop zone for this Tac Op. So when it comes to the maps, this is secure unexplored rooms is either okay to an auto score, whereas Seize Access Point is a little bit more difficult, but at least they've made all the Tac Ops scoreable. So this is nice, right? Now let's go into layouts. Layout number 1 is Conduit, and I think this is pretty fine. You've got 6. It's kind of like a twist on the Power Relay, although it has the problems I have with Power Relay, where it's really hard to go across the board, and you still have to split your kill team into basically 5 parts, because you need 1 to control the mid and then 4 other parts to control the other rooms. And unlike, when the power surge is moving across, you kind of move through. If you're playing loot and salvage, loot, secure, domination, you're gonna have to split up for this, and it's gonna be quite tough for elite teams. I wouldn't want to play conduit or as an elite team, like with 6 or less operatives. But for normal kill teams, I think like 10 or more, this would be okay. Then we've got channels, and not like channels, it's a very problematic board. Now, if you remember, in the core book for Into the Dark, you've got 2.1, mission 2.1 in the competitive pack, which is just 5 giant kill lanes, right? Same problem. You have a massive, so there's less open fire lanes, right? At least the left and right objectives you can kind of protect with barricades. The central rooms, just massive fire lanes, no intervening terrain, just a giant room of death. You can argue you can hide on the corners, still a giant room of death. So I'm disappointed we have a map like this. Really disappointed to see. Also, spoilers, they are all symmetrical, so no asymmetrical layouts. Was kind of hoping we'd get asymmetrical layouts like we did with the narrative missions, but we'll keep going. Layout 3 is hub. This is actually pretty fine. I think this is okay. It's kind of like a nice twist on the mission where you kind of need to control the mid, but then you get 2 more if you get 2 VP for controlling the objectives in the 2 opponents' territory. It's okay. I think this is a lot better. It's got like nice avenues attack. As you said, you've got that tempting open space or that open corridor, which is basically a death trap. But it's really nice. I like this layout. The only thing I would have liked on the center line, I would have liked a door here just so you can go through here, because it's really hard to contest these objectives. You basically have to control this room, which isn't bad, right? But it would have made this a lot better if they could have fit a door here. I don't think they could have with the boards, which is a shame. But that's my only criticism about hub. Then for bridge, it's like layout 2, but slightly better. So it's way more open in a way, but you've got more walls to hide behind. But I really would have liked a mid wall here somehow. It's a shame. It's a decent layout until you get to the mid. Like if you have ways to negate conceal from range, like via light cover, this is just madness. Even then, you can say, oh, you just charge around. That's the problem. It's just a giant open space here. So another disappointing layout with 4. Vault is very similar to the layout we had with layout 3 hub. It's still fine. I think the other problem is this open space. I wish they could have gotten like what they did with the other room, gotten a wall here. Another problem. So it's not as bad because you've got more playable things here. But I worry about Vault. It's not a bad layout. It's a layout that would cause me concern. Then we've got layout 6, which I think is okay. My problem is they've ruined the dick layout. So this was it was the dick layout, right? So you had this objective was up, this objective was up, and you had a wall here with doors, and you had a wall here with doors. Dick mission, because you've got the nice foundations there, the nice long shaft, and then the top bit. Anyway, I don't know why they changed this map. Originally it was fine. I don't see the need to change it. They have made it more open. Like I do like that this part has gone, so it's easier to push up. But because this room is now really squashed, you have this oddly way too huge part. So you basically should ignore this part. Like you may send an operative round here to like try and flank charge if your opponent doesn't. But ideally, it's basically made people ignore this part of the board. So it's like they changed it for the sake of change. I think if you just kept the layout the same, but removed that bit here, it would have been fine. I find this an odd change. It's still a good map. It's just not as good as it was before in the core book. Now we have Hangar. This is fine, I would say. It's actually pretty good. It reminds me of another Into the Dark core mission, 2.3, but much better. So it is quite restrictive, but all the open space is basically space for you to move up, and all the close fighting is quite cut off. No like you could argue, oh, that's easy to shoot across, but you would be defending that anyway. And it does make it harder to push into this, like this mission, or this layout. But I think it's all right. I think it's quite fine. If more Into the Dark missions were like this, where it was more open space around the drop zones, but as you got in, it got more dense, I think this would be good. Then Hold. No real complaints here. I think that's a decent layout as well. I like the twist on here. No doors, so it makes really good for counter charging. You can set up. Obviously, that wouldn't provide cover, so you'd have to like charge around the ends or through here. So I think this is really neat. I like this layout a lot. It's probably one of my favorites so far. Now we have lock, which is fine as well. I think this is a really good layout. My only problem is it's going to be really hard to push in for this objective because of how complicated the midline is. But basically, you're just going to rush in, right? Everyone's going to rush in and try and hold this and then push for the mid. Like, that's what I would do. You would secure these and then focus everything on getting the mid, because you could argue, oh, my opponent could go for here, but like the mid is where it's important. But, you know, I could be wrong, need more play, but I think this layout is good as well. And then we've got number 10, duct, which is, I think I like. It's a much better take on the open room aspect. So what I mean is this corridor is entire open space, right? But it's not near anyone's drop zone. You have to move in there. And then you could argue it's easy to punish, but you've got cover points here. So you could like start one turning point there and then move and dash to there if people are trying to shoot and then come to contest that. Or even then, if people have locked down here, you can move around. There's a lot of nice ways. So it's really hard to stalemate. And even though there are shooting aspects to help shooting teams, it's not in a way that's beneficial or easy to reach. So I think this is a good layout as well. So for the Into the Dark update, overall, I would say this is a good update. I haven't been the greatest of fans of Into the Dark, but I like these layouts, except layouts 2 and 4. I think those are pretty bad. But we've got 10 layouts, so only having 8 out of 10 being good, I think that's okay. I mean, it was like unrealistic to expect them to be like when you've got 10 for them all to be great. My main problem is they're all symmetrical, no asymmetrical layouts. So it just sucks to be the defender. It's odd considering the narrative missions are asymmetrical. Like, even if 3 of the layouts were asymmetrical, I think that would have helped a lot. Or for Into the Dark, the defender gets priority. Just a nice little help there. But overall, really good. I like the replacement of the the security and recon Tac Ops. I think that's nice, and I'm glad this is a free update. My main issue is I kind of hope they would have put the match play changes in here or the new Tac Ops. I think one or the other, because there was I heard gaming stores were capped to 2 copies per store, and then basically you could only really get this direct from GW with the Critical Ops update. So it would have been nice if some of it was free, so just people because the main contest is oh, if I don't buy this, do I have to use it or do I need to buy it? Because it seems like a confusing update. So if they added the match play changes or the Tac Op changes, I mean, they probably could have just added the match play changes into the critical operations update here. That's my only minor niggle. As I said, overall, I think this is pretty good. Really good to see. Might have helped if it came with an article, and it might. It's probably going to come with an article maybe today, because the video is going to go up on Monday, but I'm recording it on Sunday, so I don't know. But overall, this is a good update. I really like this, especially with the scouting changes. I'm going to switch to playing Into the Dark more once I finish the tournaments that are on open play for me. Just as don't have to worry about the scouting changes there. But this is a good update. So hopefully we get more free updates. As I said, we've got the Intercession kill team down there, the balanced data slate, which we might get this week or whatever. And then you've got the Gallo Dark expedition map, which is very useful. But anyway, that's pretty much it from me today. Please remember to like and subscribe as well as comment. Let me know what you thought of this video and this update. Do you like it? Do you hate it? Let me know. Be interested to hear your feedback. And if you want, I've got a Discord you can check out in the episode description below, as well as a Patreon if you want to give me some more support. So I'll quickly thank my patrons. So for my adepts of the crit, I have Samaru, Sam, Robin, Ninja Lee 83, Kenzie, John Thomas, Captain Murder, Dave, Daniel, Average Joe 27, and Adzik. And then for my veterans of the crit, I have Samja. So thank you so much for your support. It really means a lot to me and helps support the channel. But yeah, that's it for me. Now I have to record some more videos. So probably, I'm recording my Warhammer World tournament update, review. And then, getting ready for Christmas. I need to think of a Christmas update. I actually need to buy myself something. I was thinking about buying a graphics card. Saw the prices and I was like, yeah, you know what? I'm just going to stick with my current one for now. I've actually painted more kill teams. So just waiting for a free date once I finish work, and then I can record a lot more battle reps, like battle reports. Been meaning to do a lot of those. And then, yeah, we'll be back with more content shortly over the Christmas period and the New Year. I think I'll do a special review too. But that's pretty much it. So until next time, no matter what update happens for Kill Team, remember, you can always win as long as you can roll a crit.